So I saw a really interesting video about a mini gasification stove on the TNT channel by the fantastic Robert Murray Smith, and I thought, well, I've got some friends coming over this evening, I've got 2 hours till the kids come back from school. Wow, I could make one of those quickly just for fun. I didn't have any tins of peas or potatoes, but I did have an oil drum, a section of aluminium chimney pipe and a bit of gauze, and I figured, well, how hard can it be? So I got cracking, and what I found is that you can make something that works. It needs tweaking. It worked really pretty well, but it was a bit sensitive to wet wood. It was a bit, I think the inner cylinder perhaps also didn't have enough holes in it. I'll improve that, tweak it, but I'll show you quickly what I did, how I built it, and some pictures. I sadly don't have any video. So I started off with an oil drum. I got away the paint, marked out where the aluminium pipe was going to go, cut it out with a plasma cutter quickly, drilled some holes in the top. Now I should have sunk those lower, they're perhaps a bit near to the top. It made life a bit difficult, but I think the jets were strong enough. I think the hole size was okay, that was 5mm. And then I marked out, well, it needs a bottom, of course, for you to put the wood in. So I cut out some teeth, folded them over and bent them around again, and just used a bit of metal wire so that they wouldn't open up because this is just aluminium. I think the lack of holes here became a problem. The gases couldn't get out quickly enough. I probably should put another couple of holes around here as well. And then I inserted it, so it didn't fall all the way down because you want a gap at the bottom. I just bent over some tabs, and then I actually added more of those later on, as you'll see, and cut out the openings for the oil and the nipple. Like I say, I was very short on time. This was a mad dash to get it ready, so it's a messy job. Then I found some remains of an old barbecue, really thin steel, 0.5 of a mil. And tried to weld it with stick weld. It didn't go well. It was a disaster. So I figured, right, okay, got rid of that, and then I tried with rivets, and that worked brilliantly. Got distracted by a friend, but yeah, all good. Kids came back just as I finished, wrapped the gauze into a cylinder, again used rivets to hold it in place. You can see here, cut some more slots, bent over the some flaps, also because it was quite imprecise around between the inner tube and the outer surface, so those bending over those flaps also closed some of the gaps. So there we go. Next, fired it up. Actually worked pretty well. It took a little while to get going, to transition from burning the wood to it producing the gases through the heat of the fire on top. I started with twigs, but it was actually happier with thicker bits of branch and scrap wood. Then I tried it with the gauze on, like night and day. Fantastic, what a difference. But it was quite easy to choke. I think that the gauze in front of the nozzles wasn't so great. I probably need to adapt it so that there's actually holes in the gauze so that they don't interfere with the nozzles on the inner pipe. You can see here, you can kind of see here at the base there are the glowing coals of the rest of the wood, and what's actually burning is only the gases that are coming out of those jets at the top of the inner pipe. And again, I have a suspicion that the inner pipe's, the diameter's too small relative to the surrounding drum, but I don't know. Another thing, I'll probably build another one of these and try to get a closer fit between the two so that the air can move more rapidly. But like I say, it was coming out pretty well. Yeah. Quite hard to get going again if it goes out. It's quite hard to reignite the gases. Damp wood wasn't very good, and I think the main problem was that there weren't enough holes at the bottom of the inner pipe, but it was a fantastic experience, really good fun, and I'll tweak it and next time post a video. So thank you very much, Robert Murray Smith, for this little bit of inspiration.